There has been so much talk about the yield curve inverting again, but we've heard a number of people say that it is not a reliable recession indicator. Should we be worried about a recession?
You know, I think that we should always be worried about a recession in the sense that we are late cycle now, and certain indicators we're always going to get lighter. We're not going to have 17, 18 million cars sold a year. That's going to get lighter. And the economy is slowing. We were at almost 3% last year. We're going to be at, we think, at J.P. Morgan at about 2.2% U.S. growth this year. So there are signs of slowing. But are we going into a recession? No, that's not our base case at all. We're just trending towards trend growth. I think when people look at the yield curve, we're all guilty of giving it a sort of religious significance now, in the sense that even the high priests of monetary policy are basing their policies on keeping a positive curve. I think that's important, but I think we really have to look at the hard data as well. And as Andy Puzder, who you had on earlier before me, was saying, on the ground, the U.S. consumer is fine. And it's not just because they're spending, it's because their balance sheets are still so much better than they were 10 years ago. So, we think we're okay. Of course, there's international influences, there's geopolitical influences, but the core of the U.S. economy still seems to be healthy.
All right, so the core of that U.S. economy is also the American consumer, like you pointed out there.
Right.
Is it still going to be a situation where the consumer can power the economy? We already know consumer spending makes up about 70% of U.S. GDP.
Right. Well, I think that the consumer can power certain sectors of the economy, so we're going to have certain sectors that are perhaps going to do better than others. So, I think I mentioned earlier autos, that's going to be getting lighter because that's not where consumers are putting their money. But I think one of the really good things about the consumer right now is we're still seeing job growth and wage growth in the bottom quartile of the population in the U.S., and that's why we're seeing the staple sellers and the supermarkets who are doing well on basic goods. We're also seeing that in the home improvement sellers. So maybe we're not going to be selling as many yachts and luxury cars, but I think that basic consumer, which is going to help in terms of income inequality in the U.S., I think that's a really good sign. And that's why I think we see consumer confidence still showing very healthy levels.
All right, just a couple seconds left. What's the thing you'll be watching for Jackson Hole?
I think the thing that we should be watching for Jackson Hole is how Powell tackles the future of monetary policy. And I think one of the things that's really difficult about monetary policy, no secret, has been QE and negative rates. And I think I'd like to see them talk about the behavioral influences of negative rates.